First time I met you was one of my all-time favorite set visit experiences because I don't know if you remember, but we were in White Sands, New Mexico on the Transformers set.
Alamogordo, New Mexico. Yes, sir.
It's one of my all-time favorites because during the day it was just nothing but like jets flying over and
Yeah.
explosions and stunts, and then that night everybody was staying at a Holiday Inn Express.
Yeah.
It was the only hotel there.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, that Alamogordo was a different thing. We all ate at Chili's every night and was at the Holiday Inn Express. Doesn't matter how big time the set was, how much money was spent, we could only take what was available.
Well, it was amazing because the publicist took me out to dinner that night, and it's like you guys turned Chili's into like the most amazing like the highest class LA nightclub. Like there's Michael Bay with his like open neck shirt at the
He's
bar.
gotta have a hamburger meat out, man. He's gotta have a hamburger meat out.
But like one of my all-time favorite memories was sitting there, and then suddenly they drop a plate of Southwestern egg rolls on the table, and we're like, oh, we didn't order this, and they said, oh, it's the gentleman down there, and you're on the other side of the restaurant, and you just go.
Let me get that.
That's from me.
Tex Mex rolls, yes.
It's really interesting to me, this franchise. I love how it's evolved into what was kind of a smaller like action-y movie about cars to like this almost James Bondian adventure thing, and it's from a movie watcher perspective. It's fascinating, but I can only imagine what it's like from your perspective because you've been part of the franchise since the second film. Have you seen it evolve from inside?
Well, I think one of the biggest unspoken reasons behind the success is it's a multi-ethnic experience, It's kind of, there's somebody in the movie that you could identify with, and that's important. And I think at this point, Hollywood is paying a lot of attention to the success and kind of this formula of having this surge of this multi-ethnic experience so that the whole world could show up and look in a movie and see somebody they can identify with. And just overall, it's just a lot of action. There's always these new characters that are being introduced to the franchise, is making it better.
And there's a feeling of fun throughout the whole thing, too.
It's anchored in family. It's anchored in cars and the car culture, the engines, the adrenaline. It's just the muscles, the legs, the baby oil. It's just a lot of elements of love and energy. And 15 years now, people literally grew up with us, and I was able to jump on the train for part 2 after Van, Michelle, and Paul had initiated this baby. And so I'm just happy to still be here. I'm happy that my character is still alive. And I'm happy that I'm able to travel to all of these beautiful and exotic places, all while understanding the pressure that we're under to continue to deliver a movie that will make the fans proud.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned that Hollywood's kind of taking notice of the success of this. How confident are you that they're going to take away the right lessons, that it is exactly what you said?
Very confident.
Versus, it's just because it's a big action thing, that's why people are going.
Well, there's a lot of action movies out there that don't do well. We've all seen some of the biggest action movies of all time with budgets that are 3 times more than what we spend on this, and they just flop. So, I think at the end of the day, the success has created more pressure for us to pick the script apart and go in there and try our best. We're not making a Clint Eastwood movie here. Mm-hmm. That's just, like Lincoln. We're not making anything that's extra dark and dramatic. Mm-hmm. So it's a fun movie, and it's a popcorn opportunity. If you buy a box of popcorn, we want that popcorn gone before the movie's over. So I think that's what it's about. It's just a formula. It's a form of escapism that allows for the fans to just really embrace this culture and this world. And I'm really happy that we were able to, incorporate the Middle East into into the franchise because we've always felt like the Middle East is amused and very aggressively involved in the car culture world. They love adrenaline and speed and Lamborghinis and Bugattis and the whole shebang. So why not have them to have a real presence in the franchise as well? So it's been fun.
I was talking to some of the tourism people here, some of the film commission people, and they were saying, a lot of the nerd press were like, oh, Star Wars shot here, and they said, yeah, it's good. People, love Star Wars here, but he's like, they were saying that it's really, the Fast and the Furious series eclipsed the fandom for Star Wars within the Middle East, and so it really is kind of fitting, especially now that we've spent a few days here,
The Fast and the Furious has always been a big deal, but it took it to a whole nother stratosphere when we physically shot here. Because again, people are now looking at buildings and locations that they could actually drive to. I know that place, I know that room, I know that. And so, it's just about that fingerprint. It's like, people that are from South Central LA that know the same teachers that I had when I was in high school, they feel like they can become that much more successful because they feel like they're being taught by the same people that taught me. And so it always makes you feel that much more inspired to be able to see and identify with energies and places that you connect to.
Yeah. Well, the Ain't It Cool readership will rake me across the coals if I don't bring up Green Lantern. So I don't want to like grill you on. Yeah, I wore the shirt just for you.
Thank you.
No, I don't want to grill you on like specifics, but I was really fascinated by watching how you pursued the role via social media and how the response to that played out, because it was really amazing to see people engage with you because they could tell that this wasn't a gig. You weren't after a paycheck. You were actually very passionate about picking out this role. So I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about the decision to do that.
Well, I mean, I was at home, innocent man. My ugly feet was out. I was wearing some Fruit of the Loom drawers, underoos, eating a bowl of Lucky Charms. And all of a sudden, I got these 6 images in my direct message on Instagram from a really big fan, and said that there had been talks for months amongst certain groups and communities online that they feel like I should be the next Green Lantern. Not that, now, for me, I do believe that we need more black superheroes, but my motivation for this role isn't because I want to be a black superhero. I happen to be black. I don't think it's going to change anytime soon. So for me, I just think I'm the best person for the role. Now, this isn't directly inspired by the fans. And so as far as I'm concerned, I made a commitment to the fans. Y'all started this campaign. Y'all believe that I could be the next Green Lantern. I've already taken the oath. I'm committed to the process. And I've already had a couple meetings at Warner Brothers. And it's all about communication and follow-up. And I hope to give some really big news really soon. Right now, I'm just focused on the biggest album of my career right now. Black Rose is #1 in 15 countries. And I feel like domestically and internationally, when you're on the other side of over $6 billion in box office receipts, and you got #1 movies, if I end up doing this Green Lantern role, I'm putting on this green suit, and I got a bunch of fans out here. However way I got them, I got the fans, and they're gonna show up to see me as the Green Lantern. So we'll see what happens, man. I'm excited about the idea, the possibilities, and however way it falls, I hope to make the fans proud, because they're the ones who started this all. I'm innocent.
Awesome, man. That's perfect.
Nice
Thank
green
you.
shirt, by the way.